Hello friends, this is Eli from Mystic Circuits. Today I wanted to show a demo patch of Anna, which uses it to tame the feedback path of a delay. A lot of you have been messing with the Multimod just like I have. It's quickly becoming a favorite of mine. The delay capabilities are really incredible, but it doesn't have feedback built in. And it also is DC coupled, meaning that it can sometimes lead to clicks that end up in the delay line and sort of grow over time if you're not careful about how you're patching it. Anna has some really nice capabilities for controlling the feedback of your delay by basically reducing the overall level by clipping it in a way that lets you both amplify a signal and reduce the overall level as a sort of hard clipper. So what we're doing here, I have a qubit chord going through the natural gate. You can hear the sequence here. I have it plugged into the sum 1 input and we're listening to the mix, right? Now, the input that we want to use, the output rather, that we want to use to go to our multimod is XOR. And the reason we want to do that is because we want to be able to control both the gain and the overall voltage level range of our output. And that's what XOR lets us do. So now if I take one of these delay outputs, I plug it into in1, we leave channel 2 completely empty, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up channel 2. It's just doing a static voltage right now. This will make it so that there's no clipping, and then this knob will determine the level of the feedback. I think I possibly bonked a knob. You can hear it's already starting to get a little muddy in our feedback, right? Turning the delay time longer can sometimes help with that. But sometimes you want this sort of blooming, growing effect, but you also still want to be able to hear your input, right? This is what channel 2's knob is going to do, right? So now it's going to reduce the level, right? If we have it near noon, it clips the level, and then I can turn this gain up. And you can see we're still able to hear our input, and we're also not blasting our speakers out, right? Sometimes it's good to be even able to just compare it to this is the full effect. And you'll hear, even as I start to reduce this, the effect is overall the same, but the volume is much quieter, right? Whereas if we were to just do this with a normal volume control, you only really get control over the feedback amount, right? We're able to also invert our feedback, which will usually give it a different character. It also makes it so that it usually adds together in such a way that doesn't make it blow up all at once. So you can see here we're getting our bloom effect again, but with a different sort of flavor of it. It's pretty nice to be able to, you know, take any delay and make it so that our input is still audible. But you can see here, we're amplifying it quite a bit. But still able to hear the input, right? Okay, now I have a second version of this patch set up where we're actually going to be mixing all 4 of these taps together. I just picked some evenly spaced taps, but you can grab any of them that you want to. And yeah, I have all 4 of these going into 3D VCA so that we're able to both select the taps and mix them together dynamically. And then in this case, the Z will control the overall level of feedback. The feedback will grow quite a bit when everything is at the same timing. But if we were to, for example, shift the pitch of some of them, it makes it so that our feedback doesn't blow up quite as much because it's not reinforcing the same frequencies. But it's really nice to be able to, for example, go up here. It's just shifting up. Going here, it's shifting down. We're doing some mixture of them. I have a tides off screen, so I'm going to go ahead and use that to modulate our X and Y. So you can see it starts to change the behavior of the delay feedback as we're modulating which tap is plugged back into the input. We'll set all the pitches back to normal, and now I'm gonna go ahead and clock the multimod with our main clock. So now we're crossfading between 4 different tempos. It's still tempo synced overall. And you'll notice this whole time we're able to hear the input sequence, right? Our feedback never gets out of control. It never gets away from us. If we're ever in a place where the feedback grows too much, we could just turn down this knob. But we also do get to voltage control the feedback amount, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the multiply input here. And I'm also going to plug it into tides. So now we're controlling not just the feedback amount, but also polarity. So we're both inverting and we're sending both inverted and non-inverted feedback through and controlling the amount that we hear the multimod in the process. So as you can see, Anna adds a really easy way to get more out of your multimod. 3D VCA helps unlock the potential of cross-patching all of the different taps in your feedback loop. So I guess what I'm getting at is if you've got a multimod, you should probably buy all of my modules. All the modules you have on screen. It seems like the obvious choice, doesn't it? Anyways, this is Eli from Mystic Circuits. I appreciate you watching.